Carl Albert High School in Midwest City. Ladies drop one, and what is unfortunately one of the poorest displays of officiating we've seen all year, and we still have these 3 officials for 32 more minutes. Starting lineups. Oh, and yeah, Jennifer, let's see, February 25th, the boys play, or for the first round of playoffs, first round regional, right here, Carl Albert 6:30 versus Eisenhower High School out of Lawton. Coach Hayden sticking with his traditional 5.
He's a senior number 1, Demarion Verano.
Starting for Carl Albert, number 1, last name Verano.
Junior number 3, Jordan England.
Number 3, Jordan Ingman.
Also a junior, number 5, Deshaun James.
Number 5, I believe, Pashawn James, maybe?
I think that's what they said.
Number 11, Jaden Mock.
Jaden Mock wearing number 11, and the rounding out. Number 22, Quincy either Atkins or Hopkins.
I think he said Adkins.
Okay, that's what you got too. All right.
I did.
So if we've got any Titan fans joining us, we welcome you and thank you for joining us. We've got some exciting news. We got a few sponsors who you should start seeing their ads roll out in the next week or 10 days. It takes 8 to 10 days to get it all incorporated into the workflow, but some exciting announcements coming out of the athletic department on that front today. So still not too late to join us. El Reno scheduled to play Eisenhower at 6:30 on Friday the 25th. Carl Albert will then play Altus, and the winner of the ER Eisenhower game plays the winner of the Carl Albert Altus game.
And Zach, with 5A, 6A, winner and runner-up advance to area.
That's right. So you've got to win your first one, and then you're okay.
Correct.
And into the front court come the Titans. They won the tip. Good pass fake by the Titans, but good defense there on the edge. Drive coming. Good defensive rotation there by Evan Roman, though.
Good job.
And a good job by Dom keeping the ball handler in front of him. El Reno at a vertical disadvantage here, height disadvantage, but Carter secures that. The true freshman grabs the rebound, finds a cutting James, but maybe ill-advised that early in the game. He had to throw it through a lot of white jerseys. Couldn't get it done. That'll go as a turnover. And I'd like to see Evan close out, not jump at that, but miss nonetheless. That miss forced in part by Matt Topai. Starting for the Indians, Matt Topai, the Roman-nosed brothers, James, long 3 by Evan, can't get it to go, and Dominic Havern, the floor general, to round out the starting 5 for the Indians.
That was a good look. I'm glad to see Evan spot up and shoot that.
He shot the ball well against Guthrie.
Yes.
He's been up and down a little bit this season, but a good outing, and that's a travel. He switched his pivot feet before he put the ball on the floor.
Correct.
I will say that's a tough call to make at speed there.
Yeah.
That tough's a little tight at speed. And into the front court, the dribble handoff to the right side. Be curious to see, and they are going to try to get Carter to the corner here.
Yes.
He's been shooting the ball well from the left side corner, which is table side to start the game, and off table, or what we call the opposite side. Carter, the dribble handoff, pulls the 3, gets it to go. El Reno on top 3-2.
Beautiful shot by the freshman.
Yep. And he caught that off a Dominic Havern dribble handoff.
Yes, and a great screen by James.
Yep. Lots of moving parts to create that. And that high-low pass is deflected by Carter and stolen by Evan. He leads him into the front court.
Job by Evan.
Finds Dominic. Dominic tees it up 3, far side corner. Can't get it to go, but Matt Topai in the mix can't secure the rebound. Carl Albert off and running.
It's a good look set right there.
Yep. And Carter still mixing it up.
And it went off of the El Reno player's foot, but it's going to stay with, I
may have had Carter with that last touch. I'm not sure, but bang play though. It's hard to see either way. It was touched about 4 times in less than the blink of an eye, and then went out of bounds.
Right. I think it went off of Carter's foot though.
Yeah. Carl Albert to retain possession. Good defense by Dominic. And Dominic at about a 2.5 or 3 inch disadvantage against his cover. 17-foot pull up, no good. Got to block out. Yeah, Carter's got to block him out there. And that's that freshman instinct. He turned and looked at the basket. Don't
Yes.
look at the basket. Find your man, put a body on him, and then track the ball.
Yes, but as we've seen with Carter, if he makes a mistake, he makes up for it very quickly.
Ooh, that's a little soft.
Yes.
Now, I have no problem with it if they bang every one of them.
Yes. That's exactly
And
right.
this is where the game can get away from officials, where he bangs something real soft, and then somebody gets blown up later.
Correct.
And nobody puts a whistle on it.
Correct.
So the officials have an opportunity to not let this one get away from them. Tied at 3 apiece. First free throw good for
Well,
the
and if you
Titans.
recall, they didn't let it get away from them in the first quarter of the girls' game.
Yep. It's almost like the players didn't lift, but the officials did. If you think of it from the racetrack perspective.
Absolutely.
The girls didn't lift, and the officials lifted, and it got away from them.
Correct.
Dominic, the dribble handoff, and it's going to go out of bounds off Carter's foot. That one got away from him. Carter had a good line on it, but the official in the way, and Carter's a little bit on an island there. The official's in the right spot.
Yeah.
And
I felt like when he was getting ready to dribble, though, his arm was held briefly.
oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And that's why the disconnect between his hand and the ball on
Yeah.
the dribble.
When somebody handles the ball as well as Carter, it generally doesn't just dribble away from him.
Right.
Now, I never did
Yes.
handle the ball very well, so I'd stare at it like, like it was my first time doing it.
Yeah, if I ever dribbled, it was like, pass, get rid of
Good
it.
defense by Topai.
Excellent job.
And he forces
Good
the
job
miss,
by
and then he
Matthew.
secures the rebound.
Yes.
Good job opening to his right.
Yes.
He wanted it open to his left and get the drive going, but it opened to his right.
Nice
James,
inside to James.
Lots of
Goes
contact,
up,
score
lots
the
of contact,
basket.
and scores.
I don't like him bouncing it 4 times, but he got scores out of it.
Correct.
We can be critical, but it was effective.
And again, if you're watching, El Reno fans, this young man plays against 6'7", 6'8" almost every night.
Oh, and
And
James
so-
blew a kiss to the student section of Carl Albert there. We want to be careful with that.
Yeah,
Did it
well,
right in
and-
front of an official, and that's a taunt.
And Coach Hayden is telling him right now, nope.
Be above that. Be better.
Yeah,
Be bigger
yeah.
and better than that.
Yeah.
Good defense on the cut by Carter, and then James picks his pocket.
Excellent
Great job by James.
James.
Did a good job. He held the
Good.
dribble to let it clear.
Correct.
And then Dominic slid behind him so he didn't have to pass through traffic.
Correct.
Dominic handled
Nice
the
ball handles
Yes.
by Dom.
It's got to be a bounce pass.
He got a little bit deep.
Yeah.
And you're right. It needs to be a bounce pass.
He tried to throw it over the head, step through,
Yes.
and either snap a snap pass, a chest pass.
Correct.
With the back of the hands together, palms facing out.
Wonderful
thumbs down.
hands by Carter.
Yeah.
The driver brought the ball down low, and Carter made him pay. Beautiful split by Carter.
Can't get it to go though. Got to make a layup. And Dominic did a good job. He wanted.
Nice job by Evan.
He thought about leading the drive, but he didn't have his players in the correct alignment, so
Correct.
he killed the drive and ran the offense.
Yes.
And that senior league, he wanted to throw the deep pass, and he didn't.
Yes.
He said, I got a long way to get that ball there, and there's a lot of people between me and where I want it to go.
Correct. Yeah, you got to watch some moving screens right here. I've seen 2. Just in a moment apart.
Good backside help by Topai.
Yeah, very good.
And then James secures it.
Job by James.
The easy James. Little shoulder to the chin of number 5, so you got to watch that contact. Evan takes it under the basket. Lots of contact. Can't get it to go, but James still in the mix.
Good
Secured by
hustle.
Carter.
Oh.
Carter from 15 gets
Did
it to
you
go.
see how he set his feet
Yeah.
instead of just doing a little floater? Great job by Carter.
And I think this is a good timeout by Coach Hayden here. James is
Outstanding.
James is playing very emotional right now.
He is.
Instead of with emotion. And we see Trey Davis checking in. I'm curious to see who he goes and gets here. 30-second timeout called by Coach Hayden.
Well,
El Reno leading 8-4. Because we saw he made his free throw on the and one.
Yeah.
Blew a kiss to the student section.
Yeah.
And then he secured the rebound on the last defensive possession. After he cleared it, number 5 was behind him, and James gave him a little shoulder to the chin.
Correct.
And although
Correct.
it went uncalled, it should have been called.
Yeah.
And it went uncalled. Coach Hayden, I think, does a great job of killing this. And if he sits James, give him a minute. Calm down.
Yeah.
It's okay to play with emotion. It's not okay to play emotional.
Well, and another thing, Zach, our girls and boys team are very close. And they saw what happened to the girls.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that they want to come out and, if you will, avenge the ladies.
Yes, absolutely.
But and the thing about it, another thing that James does that I absolutely love is when he gets a rebound, he squares up. And you have that one pull across and square up. And if they're in your space, that's a foul on them.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what Carlisle. Oh, and it.
I thought the young man walked.
I had him with his feet down, and they got a foul.
And James had all ball on the way up.
Yeah. So Trey checked.
And why is the official talking to him? Call the foul. If you're going to call it, call the foul. But I don't think James came to the official and said.
The official inserted himself into the discussion.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. You're just going to agitate a young man
that's
by doing that.
That's just going to make somebody mad. Coming to the table, Deontay Washington's going to check in for Evan. El leads 8-5, 2:13 to play in the first.
Deontay has been showing himself to Coach Hayden about how well he can play under Tyler Hill and Briar Workman in the JV games, and he's been getting a lot of playing time lately. Well, more playing time.
Yeah. 7-8 now. Sorry, 6-8 now. The Indians lead by 2. Dominic into the front court. Little blur screen by Carter.
Good
James finds
out.
Deontay.
Yes.
Back to James. And you got Trey Davis posting up here on the backside.
Yes.
It's a good release there.
Yep.
Dribble handoff. Deontay Washington reverses court back to Dom.
Very nice ball movement. James is posted.
Yep. See if he's able to do anything with it. Nice baseline spin.
Beautiful spin.
And that's a good block out by Carlisle right there.
And
that pass
what a great job by Dom.
And he finds Deontay Washington to Trey
Davis.
Goes up. He got held all over the building. Oh my goodness gracious. But that's consistent.
Okay, that's consistent.
We're okay with it.
Yeah.
If you don't hit it here, you don't hit it there.
Correct.
So we can be frustrated here.
Yeah.
But we also have to be frustrated there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you notice Coach Hayden argue in his case as the ball came down the floor. They passed on that call, and he said, okay.
Yeah.
I still think it's a foul down here, but if you don't bang it on the other end, we have to be okay with it.
Correct.
James didn't have a plan with that when he put it on the floor there. You got to have a plan with it when you put it on the floor. Deontay
nice shot by Deontay. Yet another freshman.
Yep. 11-6, the Indians lead them. Inside 60 seconds to play in the first.
3 freshmen on the floor right now, 1 senior and a junior. The future is bright for El Reno boys basketball.
That's right. Good help side rotation by James. Went straight up. If he knocks down a 17-footer over the top of you, so it goes.
That's good defense.
I say 17, a little closer to 16. I think he went 1 bounce deeper, but still a good defense and still a tough shot.
Yeah.
You're driving to the baseline and then pulling up and shooting from the short corner. Good find by
inside outside.
Trey Davis can't get it to go, but he gets the rebound. Back to Deontay Washington. Deontay puts it on the floor.
Good job by Deontay.
Yeah, last to touch it was Deontay. And they're saying it went off Deontay's belly.
And once again, you've got the opposing coach making the call to the officials.
Yeah. And I will say,
you advocate.
Yeah, you absolutely. And if you get away with it, you get away with it.
Absolutely.
But when it gets to the point like we had last game where it becomes unsportsmanlike in nature, that's completely different.
Nice job by James.
3 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds. Dom, he can't. He couldn't get it all together.
He couldn't get it.
He was trying.
Hold of it.
He gave it everything he had.
Great effort.
Into the first, we're going to take a break. El Reno leads 11-8. You're watching Indian basketball. We will be right back.
His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorse get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers.
Talk about a win-win.
Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Goes to the
And we're back to it. 8 minutes on the clock, and we're prepared to start the second quarter. And by virtue of having won the tip, Carl Albert has to start on defense first, so the Indians to inbound, and into the front court comes Dominic Havern. A new five on the floor, a new combination rather on the floor to start the second quarter. Dominic Havern, Deontay Washington, Jacob Robertson, Trey Davis, and Carter Romano. So little bigger lineup Coach Hayden goes to. Great shot fake by Carter. Passes it out. Deontay takes it top of the key. He dribbles between the circles. He drives. He finds Carter posted up. Far corner three. Short iron. No good. A good job by Dominic getting in the way, and then Carter, went step for step. And a good challenge at the rim. Unable to get away with it, but good challenge at the rim. Evans going to check in for, I believe, younger brother. We'll see. The third team foul and the first foul against Carter. El Reno leads 11-8. Still 11-8, and two players checking in this time. 21, Jonathan Reed's going to come in for Dom, and Evan comes in for Carter. Looks like there's a miscommunication. Yeah, all right. Deontay Washington thought he was checking out. Coach Hayden said, no, you stay out there. Let me take these seniors off, or this senior and freshman, rather. Second free throw up and good. El Reno leads 11-9, 7:25 to play in the first half. And into the front court comes Evan Romanos. He's filled in for the point guard position with Dominic taking his first break of the game. Deontay Washington behind the back, finds Trey Davis in the low post, goes up, draws contact, and he'll shoot two. Great job by Trey Davis. He ended up a little lower than I think he wanted to. He ended up about a step and a half below the bottom block there. First free throw up and good.
I don't know who that official is, but it looks like Dan Hayes, the former Oklahoma Christian coach. It looks like Dan Hayes, the former Oklahoma Christian coach.
Second free throw up and good. 7:10 to play. El Reno leads 13-9. Carl Albert with it in the front court. Long three, no good. 50-50 ball secured by Carl Albert. They get the free throw up and, or they get the layup up and in. El Reno leads 13-11. Dribble handoff. Dribble handoff to Evan. He keeps it that time. Back to his left. Finds Deontay Washington. Deontay Washington, one dribble, pulls the trigger, can't get it to go. I see what they're trying to do. Need to execute that a little better.
Yes.
Good understanding of his coverage responsibilities there by Evan, and that three rimmed out, but Jonathan Reed almost got burned reaching there.
Yes.
And timeout called by Coach Hayden, his second timeout of the half. We'll see if he goes long version or short version. We'll see what they come to the table with. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. 13-11. Indians lead. Carl Albert sitting near the... And Carl Albert, really much taller, position by position. In the girls playoff bracket, Piedmont will play the first game on Thursday, the 24th of February. El Reno plays Eisenhower at 8:30 in the late game. The winner of both of those games will face off Saturday at 2 at El Reno. Nearly a travel. Good job of holding his foot down, and a great behind-the-back crossover frees him up. Into the front court comes Evan. Fakes the dribble handoff. Pulls from the baseline, no good, but Trey Davis secures the rebound. Finds Deontay Washington, catches it in stride, shoots it, can't get it to go.
Correction, that's Jonathan Reed.
I'm so sorry. It is.
No, he's not in for Deontay. Deontay's still in. But
it was Jonathan Reed. Let's give credit where credit's due.
So we've got 3 freshmen and 2 juniors on the floor right now. Good job by Jacob. Good to see him back in action.
And that's a push-off from behind.
Yes,
and that's exactly what
absolutely.
the coaching staff asking for. They don't get it, and that push-off results in an offensive rebound. And it's not like it was slight. Some guys are tricky and can get away with it.
Yes.
That looked like an offensive lineman trying to free up a run block.
Correct. And it was right in front of the official.
Yeah, he looked right at it and decided, you know what, that's not a foul. And what has got to be one of the most unique interpretations of the rule book we've seen, Kurt.
Nice challenge by Trey there. Came over Evans' back, slapped the ball into Deontay, and it remains Carl Albert's ball.
Yeah, and if you're Evan there, block him out so when he goes airborne, you can actually push him out of the way and help sell that call a little bit.
Excellent job by Jacob right there.
They're saying last touched off the knee of a Titan, so El Reno to inbounds.
Yeah, he tried to step in and get the easy bunny, and Jacob put a hip into him and held his ground.
Sorry, I say inbounds. I should say inbound. Try to do better on my grammar for you. Deontay Washington with the drive into the lane of trees. It's partially blocked. That's not going to be his drive tonight, Kurt. He's going to have to find another way to score. There's just too much height down there for him.
Yes.
And on that transition bucket, we're tied up at 13 apiece. And this, I'm not sure what lineup Coach Hayden's looking for here. A little bit stagnant on the scoring end. And Jacob Robertson, nice baseline spin. And he's takes a lot of contact, but no call. Tied at 13 apiece. And Carl Albert back on top, 15-13. But Coach Hayden has Carter and James at the table to check in.
Correct.
So this is a smaller, younger personnel group. Well, not really younger, a smaller personnel grouping. And that's going to be last touched by the Titans.
Yeah, and when you've got a guy as big as Jacob that has his man pinned, you don't have to kill him with a pass.
No.
Easy bounce pass, soft pass to him or a low bounce pass because he's got the guy walled up behind him.
Yeah, and as a nice inbounds pass to Trey, and he lays it in cleanly. He didn't need the glass.
A little bit of a jump hook there. That's a nice wrinkle to what we have not seen him do yet.
Yes.
And one of the things that we talked about with his slight build is people body him out enough, and it makes him miss ever so slightly. But this time he's like, okay, I've got something new I've been practicing on. And see if you could stop me.
That rebound he just got's a lot harder to catch cleanly than it looks because it came right at his nose.
Beautiful pass.
Does a good job of getting his man in the air. Jumps over the top, can't get it to go.
Great job by James.
And he finishes. El Reno up 17-15 now. 3:30 to play. Inside 3:30 to play in the half. It's amazing. This personnel grouping creates an instant energy change.
Yes.
And in a 2-3 zone, the Indians now.
Yes.
And that ball is going to be deflected and nearly run down by Carter. Good effort there.
And there's an awful lot of wingspan.
Yeah.
He's actually got Trey on the perimeter.
Yeah.
What an interesting
it really
setup.
It really is an interesting look here. And
yeah, it is.
Carter's got those arms that are very reminiscent of Kevin Durant. Really long arms. And they're deceivingly long. You think you can get there, and then there's a hand on it.
Correct.
And you look and you realize not only did he cover 15 feet, he stuck his hand out another 3.5.
Yeah, but, Zach, I just recognized something. This is that triple post that gave Del City such fits and beat Kingfisher.
And beat Kingfisher, exactly.
Correct. And
undefeated.
see, we weren't able to do that because Jacob has been out of action.
Yep.
We're glad to have him back with us. Awesome job by James.
Good defense by James, and he's great job of getting it ahead. Carter needs to run right to the rim. If he changed his shot there, but good put back by Evan. Just needs to slow down in the transition game there.
Yeah.
And I think if Carter doesn't change his shot, he gets fouled.
Correct.
He ducked and twisted and spun trying to get the open angle, but you just got to put so much spin on it.
Yes.
You've got to shoot that thing about 3.5 feet off center.
Correct.
With a high rate of spin to kick it over.
One correction in the game, and we've talked about this a million times with the girls. If Carter would have gone with the hand closest to the ball just then, he would have had a layup.
Yeah.
And so many of his deflects, if he will just change that one little thing, it's going to be amazing how many points that young man gets off steal, or how many steals he gets.
And they're going to get a foul, I think, on James here. They are going to get this foul on James. Just the fourth team foul. James first. A total of 6 fouls called all game, and I don't know that there have been 50, 60 blatantly missed calls. There's been a few, but not like we saw 15, 20 minutes ago.
No, it's been much more, I don't know what the word would be, but it's been a better called game.
Yeah, and the tempo of the game is different in this game than we saw in the girls' game. It was in the second quarter. It was real frenetic, and that's about the only big word I can use today. That's a tough cover, and that's a good shot.
Yeah.
17-foot fadeaway off of 1 foot. If that goes in over defense, it goes in.
But what we've got to remember, if there's a three-point shot, it's going to be a long board. So our perimeter people have got to block out.
That's a bad throw by Carter. He was covered. He was not open on that bounce pass.
Yes.
Yeah, threw it into a double team.
Yeah.
He's throwing that before he's looking. He's seeing, but he's looking, but he's not seeing. He's not recognizing.
Correct.
And this is
a great, typically in old 3-on-3 basketball, Zach, we called that a fly switch.
Yeah.
He completely ran around him, and Carter almost got the pick from Evans' early work on defense.
Well, I never played 6-on-6. I only ever qualified for 5-on-5, but we use the same terminology.
Correct.
We would tend to see it more in a full court man-to-man press, but you can do it outside of that setting.
Nice job by Trey.
Great wall off there. That ball's going to be poked loose and then wrangled around, bounced around, rolled around.
Carter. Get on the floor.
Call a timeout.
Boy.
Call a timeout.
Good job.
And it's going to be a held ball. I think Carl Albert the beneficiary of the arrow here. They are.
That's great hustle, though. Bodies on the floor.
Minute 15 on the clock. We're tied 17 apiece in the first half. Good job by Evan, not trying to gamble and get beat or get a foul there. They're trying to isolate this shooter over here on the backside.
Correct.
20 or 21, whoever that is over there on the far corner. 22 pulls it on the near side three. No good. Batted around.
Good rebound by James.
Good rip through. Yes, good rip through by
Yes.
James to stay clean. 52 seconds on the clock. Into the front court comes Evan. James with it at the high post. Right back to Evan. Evan's going to run the offense. Dribbles to his right. Jacob flashes. Trying to find
for a high-low.
Yeah,
Yep.
they've got the three-post matchup. Leap and leaner, no good. I'd like to see him square up to make that.
Job by Jacob.
Good ball control by Jacob after going airborne.
You got to make a strong pass right there.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
Good job by Jacob.
Go in favor
that
of the
is
Indians.
our ball.
James looks like he took a shot there. He's hanging on there. Those are one of those that wasn't malicious, just lots of hands in traffic there.
Correct.
Into the backcourt, Evan takes it. And a bigger lineup here. This is the biggest lineup we've seen all night.
Good look.
Jacob pulls, and they're going to give him long two credit for that. Good inside position by James. Draws the foul. Count the basket.
That's a great job by James.
And it looks like a technical foul's been called. Yeah, I think there was a second whistle, so I think there's a technical foul out here. El Reno leads 19-17 with James at the free throw line to shoot one. And it looks like they're going to get James for a technical. Yep, that's exactly what they've got. And you hear Coach Hayden hollering, what'd you do? So James will shoot his. And he made it. And this is what we talked about earlier. Playing with emotion versus playing emotional.
Emotional, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, the thing about this is that Coach Hayden did a great job. He got him off the floor. He has 2 fouls. Keep a cool head in a hot game. You know, he's got to understand that 10-point swing that we talked about with girls getting in foul trouble.
Yeah.
You got to keep yourself in the game. And you got to be smarter than that.
And what kills you here isn't necessarily the free throws. It's the fact that Carl Albert will have an opportunity for last possession before the break. You've led most of this half.
Yes.
And you've outplayed and out-executed most of this half.
Correct.
And
Coach Hayden is giving the official near him an earful.
Oh, yeah.
Because 2 things happened before that play happened is he got
5 seconds on the clock. Good block.
Yes.
Hang on to the ball. Good block. Good
job.
defensive possession to end the half.
Way to finish out the half.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kurt. Go ahead.
No,
Finish your
you
thought.
were good. No, you were good. He got hit low, and then he got hit in the ear right after that, and he was a little upset, and he made a great play, and the same guy that hit him got the foul called on him, and the emotions just took over. And like you've said 100 times, you know, play with emotion, not emotional.
Absolutely. And we see a little bit of emotion from the Carl Albert bench. The head coach trying to pick up his water bottle, slams the chair over.
Yeah.
As coaches tend to do when execution doesn't go their way.
Correct.
Just under 10 minutes in the halftime period, so we're going to step away for a few minutes, and we'll pick you back up just before we start the second half. Actually, Kurt, before we go, Coach Hayden came to me today, and I met with him for a few minutes, try to check in with him weekly, and we've got 4 new sponsors
That's awesome.
for our broadcast, and we've got most of the details finalized, but don't want to spoil the fun. We expect their ads to hit our broadcast stream. We're hoping we can have them in place before playoffs. We're doing everything we can to do that.
Great.
So, and it's not too late for you. It's done on a calendar year basis, so it's January 1 to 12/31. We're just 100 days in, or less than 100 days into the year.
That's right.
Well, we're less than 60 days into the year.
Yeah.
Great time to invest in El Reno athletics and spread the marketing reach of your business.
Right, and we've got a lot of sports left.
We got
through
baseball,
May.
baseball, soccer, and then we'll be right back at it again for gridiron season come August.
Correct.
And if you're interested in being a color analyst on our broadcast team, I still need somebody to help me with baseball, somebody to help me with soccer, and then if you have a love of softball or volleyball, we'd love to have you in the fall be part of our broadcast team for softball or volleyball. I
might have to help you with volleyball.
Yeah, we'll take Kurt anytime he can join us. We got about 8 minutes in the halftime break. We'll step away. If you're interested in being a sponsor and a supporter of El Reno Athletics, and not just El Reno Athletics, but El Reno Public Schools.
Yes.
We use our streaming platform for not just athletic events.
Yeah, what do we do this afternoon at 2:30?
Yeah, at 2:30 this afternoon, we recognize not just the site teachers of the year,
correct,
but the district teacher of the year.
Yeah.
So we use that to reach our community who can't join us in person.
Mm-hmm.
We also did gifts for the Yanks and Veterans Day in the fall. We'll bring you graduation. So El Reno Indians.tv, your one-stop shop for all things El Reno.
That's right.
And we'll bring you some playoff updates and clarify a few playoff questions you might have when we get back from the break. We'll see you in about 6 or 7 minutes. You've been watching Indian basketball on El Reno Indians.tv.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field. And
we're back to it. Reno trails 35-32. Nearly thrown away there on the floater pass. They find Jacob on the backside. I think he got a little further away than he wanted, and then he's going to get stripped. And they're going to say Jacob touched it last. Wow. Now, Jacob's being soft. He's got to get big. He's taking way too long to make a decision. And then when that ball comes in, you don't have to have your mind made up, but you've got to know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
Am I going to go to the basket? Am I going to open up and shoot a jump shot? Am I going to float to the short corner?
Right.
What am I going to do with it? What's my first, second, and third look out of here?
But you know as well as I do, 9 times out of 10, if post players...
Jeez, another soft block on the backside.
If post players knock the ball, come down and hack a ball out of another post player's hands, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be called a foul.
Yep.
So we've got an interesting dynamic going.
Reno now on a 4-point hole.
We've had 4 straight plays under the go where we have lost the ball or the ball has been, quote-unquote, stripped.
Yep.
No call. And we've had 4 straight calls,
2 of which were
fouls, which were and ones. Yes,
yep.
2 were and ones.
Good screen.
Yes.
Frees Deontay up to cross the timeline. Carter on the left side. The passing game is really poor right now.
Correct.
It just is. Great block.
By Jacob. That was a great block by Jacob.
The Carl Albert coach calling for a foul, but nobody in the zip code thinks he's right, Kurt. Even his own coaches don't think he's right.
He doesn't have near as much clout as the girls' coach, apparently.
Well, that or these officials don't have much ear left after we chewed it off. The 3 no good, rebounded by Trey Davis, and into the front court comes Carter. Finds Jacob on the high-low pass. He's taking too long. He's getting triple-teamed in there.
But a nice kick out to Deontay.
Yeah, can't get it to fall.
Can't get it to fall.
And this is where the game has to get better for the Indians. Our transition game is not very good right now.
Correct. Nice run out by Trey.
Yeah, and then we give up an O-board. But James knocks it loose, and it's secured by Deontay. And Coach Hayden calls another timeout. Still, there's something he's trying to get, and they're not executing it.
Correct.
I'm not sure what it is. And if we did know, we're certainly not going to tip our hand to the Carl Albert faithful.
No.
But there's something he's seeing that they're not he's seeing something that he's trying to get them to execute.
Correct.
And I don't know if it's offensive or defensive.
And it could be what we were talking about earlier with your hand activity. It's non-existent. And when we had our hands up and we had our hands out and we were deflecting balls before halftime, it was a different ball game. It was a different pace to the ball game because Carl Albert wasn't making those slashing drives.
Yeah.
And so Coach Hayden called timeout and corrected that with his young men, and let's see if now they can go and execute.
Yeah. What that does mean, though, is that Coach Hayden's down to only 2 timeouts.
Yes.
And into the front court comes Carter. He handles it, dribble handoff. Just a little bit lazy, almost like a lack of focus.
Correct.
Sloppy passes, we nearly turned it over on a dribble handoff that we threw off our knee. James in traffic, can't get it to fall, but nearly gets the
great
hand
job.
one. Yes. And that, I think, is the isolation that Coach Hayden was trying to work at. So, hey, we've got an opportunity to get it down here. Let's go score. Yeah, no leg there. That's all arm and shoulder.
Right.
Hey, we want a nice deep knee bend like you're sitting on the sitting on the chair drill, sitting on the front edge of the chair, and then high point it. Yeah, missed that one short too.
And Zach, we've got Dom set to check in.
Yeah, we're inside 60 to play in the third quarter. El Reno trails by 5, 37-32. Sort of the opposite tale of two halves from the girls' game here.
Correct.
Good job by Carl Albert getting that guy isolated, but it doesn't fall. Tipped around, still secured as an O-board, though. And I don't know how many offensive rebounds we've given up. It's got to be close to 10. We've given up way too many free possessions.
Yes. And they're all long.
Yeah.
Which means our perimeter people are not blocking out.
I'm watching 3 blue jerseys turn and stare at the rim.
Yes.
And whoever, James in the low post is trying to get a block out. Trey Davis trying to get a block out. Occasionally Carter, whoever's in the low post. But the 3 guards are just turning and looking and being casual observers.
Very good job.
Pull the trigger. You've got to know the time.
Yeah.
But your bench has got to be counting you down, too.
That's right.
The bench has got to be on their feet yelling the countdown at you. After 3, El Reno trails by 5, but has the arrow coming back, so they'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter. You're watching Indian basketball. We'll step away.
All Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
(37-32). Prepared to start the fourth quarter. El Reno trailing 37-32. I believe the possession arrow favors the Indians. It does, so they'll throw in division line opposite the table. Starting the fourth quarter, Dominic Havern, Deontay Washington, Trey Davis, Matt Topai. Into the front court come the Indians. Deontay Washington pulls the trigger in traffic and gets it to go.
Nice job.
3. Draws the Indians within 2. 37-35 the Indians trail. 7.5 to play in the fourth.
You know, and I think one of the things that maybe Coach Hayden was frustrated with is because of what you were talking about. There were a couple of times that Jacob Robertson was set up and he hesitated, and you were saying he's got to pull the trigger faster than that.
Yeah.
And so we saw a while ago when we ran the play to James immediately went up with it and he got the foul.
Dom guarding the interchange. Not really a dribble handoff there, more of an interchange. They get it to the short corner, find the Slasher. Slasher gets it to go. And El Reno just getting killed by the cuts right now.
Yes.
Just getting annihilated by the cuts. Deontay Washington handles the ball into the front court. Looks for Dom. Elects not to go to him. Throws it to James in the short corner.
Holy cow.
And they're going to call a held foul. Wow. Boy, these officials can manage to take the wheels off a car faster than any pit crew in NASCAR, Kurt.
Well, I have no idea how that was not a foul.
My goodness gracious.
There's been less contact than that under this goal, and it's been a foul repeatedly.
And Coach Hayden arguing his case, and I think he's got every right to it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's incredibly frustrating. You do everything to perfection, you draw the foul, and the officials close their eyes.
And like we've talked about, this is what makes frustration.
Well,
this is what makes.
Listen, I'm all about a home court advantage, but I don't believe you should get homered.
Oh, no.
And, man, we are just getting absolutely homered.
Yeah, the last probably
Spot
7
three,
possessions. Trey is
That's a delay of game on 22.
Yes.
Ball coming out of the basket is a delay of game. It's not a discretionary call.
Yeah.
The officials refuse to do their job.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The whistle should have been blown, and he should have been warned.
Yes. And it's not the substance of it, it's the principle of it. It's the principle that the officials are not doing their job.
And number 20 is making a complete illegal. You cannot use your arm to hold off an offensive player.
I think the Indians a little bit gun-shy to go after the ball for fear they catch a whistle here.
Exactly.
Because we went from 16 fouls total in the first half to 16 fouls against the Indians in this half.
Correct.
And this game's starting to get away from the Indians just like it did the ladies earlier. Down 8, nearly a turnover, but James hauls it in. Great spin move, but he can't get it to go.
Excellent rebound by Trey. He's got to go up with it. Or a nice kick out to Deontay.
Yeah, but he's got to make his decision faster. Deontay tries to thread the needle. He can't. Too much time changing shots and not enough time going to the basket.
Yes, excellent job by James right there. Head and shoulder fake. Let the guy fly. Went up underneath him. Drew contact.
We've probably left 8 points, 6 points on the floor by changing shots.
Correct.
We're too busy trying to finish with spin. Go get fouled.
Correct.
And if they don't call it, it's okay.
Yes.
You'll get the calls when the games are big and the officials are better.
Yeah, that's correct.
He makes the first one. 36-43 now the deficit.
Good minutes by Deontay and by Trey.
Yes. .524 in the fourth. 43. 44-36. El Reno trails by 8. Check that. 43-37. Put it up on the wrong side there. So it's actually El Reno trails now by 6.
6.
Good defense in the short corner by James. It's going to be last touched out of bounds by the Indians. A deflected or a kicked ball.
Nice job by Evan over there in the corner, deflecting that ball. Again, touches result into steals. There's a push off on Dom, no call.
Yep.
You cannot extend that arm. I don't care how many times I say that, it is true.
Yep, good defense by James. It actually dribbled off of James' foot into 11's hand and out of bounds. So
excellent job.
James guarding 11 so tight that 11 didn't have room to bounce it.
Okay, Zach, as you say so many times, there's 5 minutes to go in the game. We cannot have empty trips.
No. Now we're down to what I call critical possessions. Carter, the 3, can't get it to fall. Now it'll be an empty possession.
And I thought he got fouled. I thought he got hit on the elbow, which is the...
Oh, they call a block. Are you kidding me? Wow, this is a new kind of terrible. Okay. What a joke.
If that would have been Ashland right there, that would have definitely been a charge.
Oh, my gosh. What a joke. I didn't know I was coming to a comedy club tonight. I bought a ticket for a basketball game.
Apparently I read the invite through 2 people and ran over the 3rd.
Apparently
ball don't lie.
Yeah, apparently I bought the wrong ticket. I thought I was buying a ticket to a basketball contest.
Yes.
Apparently I'm at a comedy club and didn't know it.
Yes.
What a joke. 43-37.
That was probably one of the most unbelievable calls I've seen all night.
Everybody in the building, the Carl Albert coach hung his head thinking it was going the other way. And he turned and he looked at his assistant coach and mouthed, wow.
Yeah.
El Reno trails by 7. And I hate the phrase 5 on 7 or 5 on 8, but that's sort of the position we're in right now.
Well, it has shifted completely in the last 4 minutes from the way it was called the entire game.
Topai pull-up 3, can't get it to go.
That was a good look.
Yeah, and that's 3 straight possessions that are empty under 5 minutes.
That was a good look, but here's what I didn't like. No blue boards crashing the board. No blue suits crashing the board. We have got to
Can't get it to go.
On the
James
back.
battling.
On the back.
Wow. Folks, I hate when the games are this poorly officiated. I've been around the game of basketball since I was about 4.5 or 5 years old. And the state of the game is just an absolute train wreck right now.
We've blocked out 4 times. We've taken a charge, and all 4 have gone, and there weren't even 50-50 calls,
No.
Zach.
No, for sure.
Good job.
Score the basket. Dadgummit. Good take.
Good take by Evan. Good recognition that he had the lane, went in.
El Reno trails.
He's got to cash in on the free throw line.
3:56. El Reno trails by 8. 45-37. 3:56 to play in the fourth. Evan at the line. First one goes. That foul called against number 5, his third team's fourth. 8 team fouls for the Indians, so every foul they commit, somebody's going to go to the free throw line. And 2 for 2, the young man goes.
Excellent job by Evan.
Trey Davis will check in, and he's going to send Dominic to the bench. So they're going to the taller lineup here.
Yeah. Great minutes by Dom right there.
Because of the size disadvantage, Coach Hayden hasn't been able to go as deep in his bench as he wants.
Yes.
We haven't seen Rossi tonight.
Right.
But Rossi's got, the same vertical challenges that Dominic does. Wow. It took an Oscar-worthy performance to finally get the call, but
yes,
credit to Evan for doing what was necessary to draw the whistle.
And number 11 or number 22, that is number 21. Every time there is a shot made, they are
finished.
They are going for an offensive glass, and we've got to recognize that and block them out.
And I didn't catch who the Carl Albert captains were during the captains meeting, but
Right.
number 5 was over there working an official on the far side.
Yes.
Now, if you're the captain, you're allowed to do that if you do it in a respectful manner. I'm not saying I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's something to keep an eye on.
James does it, and he does it very well.
Yeah. And James picks his spots.
He does.
He loves to have conversations during free throws. Great time to have them.
Yeah.
James is always in that low block position. Well, it used to be low block. Now it's bottom slot. They've moved everybody up a slot.
Correct.
James likes to have those conversations then.
And when he does it very respectfully.
Yeah.
And he protects teammates. We've
Yeah, he
seen
does.
him. It's not just about him. It's about Carter getting knocked down, or, we saw him several times in the Ardmore and the Shawnee tournament, both.
Yep.
Advocating for his fellow teammates.
That's right. Inside 3 minutes. So if under 5 is critical, these are hypercritical, super critical possessions here. And Carl Albert going to be content to try and go, 1-4 high. And timeout called by Carl Albert. 60-second timeout. We'll take it with him. 45-41, Indians trail. 2:35 to play in the fourth. You're watching Indian basketball. We'll be right back.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
And Kurt, you and I were talking off the air. 2:35, update quick. 2:35 to play in the fourth. El Reno trails by only 4, 45-41 against much higher seeded Carl Albert. But Carl Albert capitalizes there, takes 6-point lead. And we were talking off the air. Carl Albert, I think, is going to be content to try and run this clock out playing delay game. And big three by Topai goes.
Oh, there you go, Matthew.
And if you're not a fan of delay basketball, call the OSSA and tell them, put in a shot clock. Most of these kids, if your kid plays summer ball, they will play with a shot clock by the time they hit junior high.
Yeah, and they
the National
they have that clock in their head.
Yeah, the National Federation has allowed states to adopt shot clocks on a state-by-state basis.
Yes.
Call the OSSA and say, hey, why don't we have a shot clock? Of course, shot clocks were never even considered in 6-on-6. That game was played at the speed of light.
Yes.
And here's that delay again. They still haven't shot. So on a 30-second clock, it's El Reno basketball.
And again, we don't see any officials giving the count.
Great rebound by Evan, and he draws the foul.
Yes.
The one time we don't want the call because we've got numbers in the break.
That's right.
That's the 6th team foul against Carl Albert. So next foul shoots El Reno, already having committed 8 fouls, puts Carl Albert in the bonus. But every foul except the offensive kind, of which we've seen plenty tonight.
Yeah.
Dribble handoff to Carter in his corner, as it were. That one got away from James. James was held trying to get released.
Yes, he was. And Carter, what a play.
Yeah, with his
my goodness.
70 seconds left.
I'll take that, sir.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
47-46.
Excellent job by the freshman.
60 seconds left. El Reno trails by 1.
This is a suspect ball handler. Good job.
At some point, they're going to have to foul. They're trying to get the trap, and a timeout called. El Reno had that trap set near the division line there.
They did.
And I couldn't catch the number. Somebody was streaking on an angle from the free throw line, from the elbow corner, or elbow intersection, straight to the S on Titans on the far sideline.
It was James.
Is that who it was?
It was James.
And his timing was there. He was about to send that the other way.
Yeah.
30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. And if you can hear him, the Carl Albert Band has a sickness for which the only cure appears to be more cowbell.
More cowbell.
If you're familiar with the SNL skit with the great Chris Walken. And I'll tell you what, they've got one kid, he's holding a cowbell and a drumstick, and he's playing it for all he's got. He's playing that cowbell for all he's worth. 47-46, Carl Albert to inbound, 50 seconds exactly, 50.0 on the clock. El Reno trails by just 1. Took a lead into halftime.
Yes.
Officiating changed. El Reno fell behind. They fought their way back.
It was a 7-minute stretch that it was called just like the second quarter in the girls' game.
Yep.
And the end of the game.
The good news is the officials' nap was a lot shorter this time. You got them trapped at half court. Hold them there.
Great job.
Hold them there. 5 seconds.
Excellent job.
Oh, no!
5-second call.
Oh,
Holy cow.
Wow, there's bad, and then there's that. My goodness gracious. My
There was a
goodness gracious.
5-second call. Sir, that is egregious.
Wow, there's bad, and then there's whatever just happened. My goodness gracious.
And not only that, there were some pretty flagrant elbows being thrown by the person that was trapped.
That foul called against Evan, his 4th.
You can square up one time. You cannot square up repeatedly.
Yep. And I'll tell you what.
So the official is trying to explain to Carter why it wasn't a 5-second call. You can't explain that away.
Because that's similar to the
Justice.
Great job, James.
Great block out by James.
That's the old Ollie 13-second mat count.
Oh, yes.
And timeout, Coach Hayden. 37.3 on the clock. It's got to be a 60. That's all he has. We'll take it with him.
Yeah.
47-46. El Reno trails by 1 with the ball in the front court. 37.3 to play. You're watching Indian basketball. We'll be right back.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today. Your marketing.
37.3 on the clock. El Reno trails 47-46. And although a terrible foul call, missed the free throw. El Reno secured the rebound. They've had some issues rebounding tonight, but they were able to grab that one. They'll throw it in just above the 28-foot mark opposite the table. James, Carter, Evan, Trey Davis, and Matt Topai. So 5 shooters on the floor.
Yes.
They got it, James in the high post. Can't get it to Trey Davis.
Excellent job, and there was a foul.
And James took a two-hander to the chest.
Yeah, he did.
And the official sat on it. Indians up by 1. Inside 20 to play in the front court come the Titans, and a 60-second called by Carl Albert.
Coach Hayden has been trying to say something to the official, and he completely ignored him.
And Dominic needs to get a hold of himself. He's about to get himself in a bind here.
I don't understand why a young man can score right underneath the bucket, right in front of an official, and another kid shove him to the floor. And James is not a kid that shoves easily.
No.
Especially that just doesn't plant himself on the floor.
Moving James is like trying to move Paige Primo or Pauline Blackharmon.
Exactly. Well, and by the way, a 5'5" girl did that very well all night long. Shoved him all over the paint.
Oh, yeah. Not saying it's impossible, saying it's impossible to do legally.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't do it legally.
And I'd be surprised if these officials get to work any playoff game other than the Church League semifinals. Is probably about as far as they're going to make it. These guys are just a train wreck.
What was amazing is this thing completely turned around at the 6-minute, 45-second of the fourth quarter. We were both sitting here talking at halftime and all the way through the third quarter what a well-officiated ball game this was, and then it has just
they just sort of closed their eyes.
Imploded.
Yeah. 17.2 on the clock. Carl Albert will inbound. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. 16 fouls for the Titans, 9 for the Indians. So
what I want to see is strong defense and tough blockouts.
Looks like Coach Hayden's going to be content to pick him up in the half court.
Good defense. Excellent closeout by Evan.
Hold on to the ball. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They finally blew the whistle. Wow. I think the officials were going to try and let time run out, Kerr. That's how players get hurt.
Yeah.
That's how players get hurt. That's how punches get thrown. James grabbed that ball
and was squinting. He thought,
he was waiting for contact. And it came, and it came, and it came, and finally a whistle. I think if James takes one more shot without a whistle, he's going to throw a right hook. And I can't say I blame him.
Yeah.
They have stressed him mentally. This has been a mentally challenging game for James.
Well,
and a timeout called by Carl Albert. They're last. It's going to be a 60-second timeout, folks. I hate to do this, but we do need to take one more commercial break. It is a 60. We're going to take it with them. 2.8 on the clock. James at the free throw line. El Reno leading by 1. You're watching Indian basketball. We'll be right back.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
We better go to your donuts.
All right, we are back from the timeout, and if Carl Albert doesn't break out of the huddle, they're going to get hit with a delay of game.
Correct.
The zero, not the 15-second warning horn. We brought you back after the warning horn.
Yes.
Zero's on the clock. They still had players seated. That's a delay of game.
Yes.
Now, it's just a warning, and Carl Albert's still going to be in this lineup no matter what.
Right.
But again, if they call the first delay of game down here, that's a technical foul.
Zach, did you notice what James just did?
I didn't.
He did a squat. So he's like, I know I've got to bend my knees more than I have been. And there it is. Good job, young man.
Good job, James. And I know that's been a struggle for him.
Absolutely.
He's missed some big ones.
And he's been beaten to death all season.
Oh yeah. And he stepped up and he said, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm not going to err twice. Second one doesn't go. Clock starts. Whoa, they threw that really early in the clock. They had 2 or 3 bounces left there, Kurt, but El Reno gets the upset. El Reno wins 49-47. And they did the upset.
And they earned it.
They did. They did it the hard way. So congratulations to the Indians. The Lady Indians got beat in what is best described as a travesty to the game of basketball. They had some execution issues that they need to get better at going into playoffs.
Correct.
But the things they did right, they didn't get the calls that everybody in the building, including the Carl Albert coach, thought they were going to get.
Right.
So.
But what a valiant effort they made to come all the way back from almost 26 points down. I couldn't be any prouder, and I know Coach Douglas was very proud of them, as Coach Hayden is proud of these young men. And when we say young, we absolutely mean young. There were times that we had 3 freshmen on the floor.
Yeah.
And I just applaud them for how well they did, keeping a cool head in the hot game.
Yep.
And for the ladies, Coach Douglas has some really good video to show them.
Yeah, she does.
And say, okay, now this is where we need to get better
and a lot of people,
and stronger.
And a lot of people
with the ball.
May not understand. Coaches have not just the opportunity, but the obligation to submit reviews of these officials within 24 hours.
Correct.
So if they don't, they're fined. I think $60 the first time, $100 in suspension if they don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can honestly say that in the 3 years that I've known Coach Douglas, I have never seen a set of officials completely ignore her.
And to do so is disrespectful.
Well,
regardless if you're getting beat by 50 or you're winning by 50, whether it's the Capitol Hill game or it's this game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And she knew that if she protested and went after them, it was going to be an automatic tee.
Oh yeah,
which was not going to help the girls. They came out score at all.
They came out with their tee bags full.
Yes,
and were not afraid to hand them out.
No,
but they put themselves in a position to do that instead of doing their job. But officiating aside, some things to improve on. Lots of good tape to look at going forward. The guys got it done. Yeah, they were up.
Yeah,
the wheels came off a little bit. They were able to put it together, and some of the mental maturity we saw. In the big overtime, the loss to McGinnis, the loss at Shawnee, the double overtime drop at Anadarko, the fighting back from 26 and 28 and losing. Right. We're seeing some of that mental toughness pay off, but we're also starting to see the grind to take their effect a little bit. People like James.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
He got his teeth kicked in all game. Yeah. But he still has to keep his head. And that's something Coach Hayden addressed it early, and that's something that they'll continue to address. They'll work on the locker room. Right. Mental toughness. When you're physically broken down and your body is failing you, the only thing you have left is your mental toughness. Yeah. For those of us here at El Reno, ElRenoIndians.tv, I'm Zach Morgan for Kurt Parker, Cole Owen, and Donovan, who wasn't able to join us tonight. We thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all Tuesday for the next game. Go Indians.